The meeting was coordinated by Southern Fisher Folks Alliance Association Chairman Dennis Usher.
In our association, we ensure that we have a meeting of the Assembly every 2 months because, yes, communication is extremely important amongst the fishermen, and that able to reach out and work together. That's something we're pressing for. And the organization, because if you're not having meetings, you're not bringing the fishermen together, you're not listening to the fishermen, then you don't have an active organization.
Guest speaker was Attorney General and Minister of Foreign Affairs Wilfred Elrington.
All the issues they raised are very genuine, very good, and I'm sure that the government is going to do all in its power to support them. They seem to be feeling at this point in time that the measures that are being taken to protect the fisheries areas in Belize are too oppressive. Too much emphasis is being placed on protecting the fish and not, in fact, ensuring that the fisher folk will be able to earn a good, decent livelihood. There's always a need for a balance there. And I'm sure that the issues they raise are issues which the Ministry of Fisheries will be very happy to revisit and see how we can, in fact, tweak the law to ensure that we protect the natural resources, the fishing, marine resources, as well as ensure that the fisher folk can have a good, productive livelihood. They will invite the Taiwanese ambassador, Benjamin Ho, as well as the OAS representative in Belize, Mrs. Starrett Green, to come down with us as quickly as possible to meet with them with a view to seeing how we can provide them with the technical assistance, people who can advise them as to the way forward.
I heard you mention about the importance of the maritime borders. Would you want to just comment on that?
The biggest problem we have in relation to the fishing industry is we don't have defined, articulated maritime borders. That has to be properly defined, because it is only when it is properly defined and demarcated then we can properly monitor and patrol it. At this point in time, we don't know when we are in Belizean waters, we don't know when we are in international waters, and unless you are certain of where you are, when you arrest people and take them to court for infringement in our waters, you will find that your cases cannot be successfully prosecuted because you can't show to the court exactly where our maritime waters begin and where the Honduran waters end, or where the Guatemalan waters end and the Belizean waters begin.
Recommendations to government from the Southern Fisher Folks Alliance Association were presented during the meeting by the association's secretary, Earl Bowden.
Our recommendations to the minister are: 1. Fisheries Department should incorporate all fishing association cooperative to help protect our livelihood. 2. Listen to the advice of the real fisher folks who needs to feed, educate, and pay their bills. Doctors, teachers, scientists, etc. do not depend on fishing for survive. 3. NGOs who are financially equipped and use the poor fisher folks to obtain some financing should create a safe border zone and patrol that area, making it difficult for illegal fishers from neighboring country to fish in our waters. 4. Train fisher folks from all association and cooperative to protect the Port Honduras Marine Reserve, rotating each organization on a monthly basis. After all, we are the true owners of the reserve. This will also release the pressure and extraction of the reserve. 5. Give incentive to fisher folks for not using the reserve. Less fishing activities, the more fish will replenish. 6. Training in fiberglass boat building for fisher folks. 7. Assist in setting up local fisher folks adventure. And 8. Teach fisher folks how to organize in group fishing using the deep sea.
Other speakers included Toledo East UDP standard bearer Peter Eden Martinez, Pastor James Winwright, who also served as translator for the benefit of a number of Spanish-speaking fisher folks, the association's vice chair Abraham Braddock, and executive members Leslie Larry and Carlos Covius. The meeting, held at Cattle Landing Village Community Center, was attended by 64 members of Southern Fisher Folks Alliance Association. Reporting for Love News, Paul Mahone, Punta Gorda.